Residents of Marianhill in KwaZulu-Natal are in mourning after 7 people were murdered last night. Gunmen opened fire on a tuckshop. Police believe a sangoma was the intended target. A manhunt is currently underway for the suspects. KwaZulu-Natal Safety MEC Peggy Nkonyeni and Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi are due to visit the area this hour. Lethiwe Mdluli joins me now for the details from Marianhill. Lethiwe, we do believe that the officials have officially arrived. What's been said and understood about this case so far?
Well, Faith, right now I'm actually joined by the Provincial Police Commissioner, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. I'm just going to turn to him and ask him about some of the investigations that are currently ongoing. Commissioner, thank you so much for joining us at eNCA. Take us through the investigations. Have anyone been arrested? Where are you?
No, not yet. We haven't arrested anyone, but we do have leads, and we must thank the communities in this area because they've been giving us some tips. So there's some people that we are following.
And in terms of this shooting, this is the second shooting in less than 2 weeks here in KZN. Second mass shooting, 7 people died in this scene. What do you make about these shootings that are currently taking place?
It's a second shooting in 2 weeks, as you say, but it's a second shooting in the same evening in the same area. 7 people died here. Not far from here, another 5 people died in another shooting incident. It's all firearms. It's all firearms, which shows us that there's really a problem with regard to the access to firearms in our country, especially in KZN, the province. There are many causative factors that we need to look at that makes people to be this angry, and people that end up resulting into violence of this nature. So and we've been engaging with the executive and different role players in order to try and find answers. But it is concerning for us as law enforcement.
And in terms of the motive behind the shooting, have you found out anything so far?
Well, for us on this scene, it seems to be some kind of a revenge on one person, and there was a collateral to the others that were in the area that were standing around during that time. The other scene where 5 people were killed, it was a youngster apparently that tried to rob people, and they beat him up. So he went home and they regrouped. He called his friend and he came back to attack the other 5 and he shot and killed them. So that was more of a revenge, the other scene. So we sit with that type of situation currently.
Do you have any plans in place as we are seeing more and more of this shooting happening? Are the police well equipped to deal with this kind of shootings?
We are working very hard with those that are in possession of firearms. We are working very hard with those that are responsible for selling ammunition in order to help us to try and control the availability of arms and ammunition, because we see a lot of firearms being used in a lot of these matters. But not only that, we are trying to engage with different structures because we find a lot of challenges in societies, especially in townships. Unemployment rate, it makes these kids to wander around, and it's youngsters, most of them. They wander around and they end up doing wrong things, and in that process they fight amongst each other, and which leads into these type of incidents. So we plead with the entire society to really help us in order to try and find solutions on this. Not long ago, you will have seen incidents along the N2 next to the airport, where youngsters went to Richards Bay to go and at Impangeni to go and rob a shopping center. They stole some clothes and some other items at a shop, and they made their way towards Devon. And they confronted the police, so there was a shootout, and many of them died in that scene. The following night, another group went to escort. They did the same, and they were on their way to Devon. There was a confrontation with the police. A number of them died also in that incident. So in 1 week, we've seen quite a number of people that have died as a result of them getting in conflict with the police and through a shootout with the police, and in other instances, they just kill each other. So we really have a serious problem in society that we need to deal with.
Thank you so much, Commissioner.
Pleasure.
So, Faith, that is the police commissioner here in KwaZulu-Natal, just basically taking us through some of their interventions. No arrests have been made yet, but investigations are ongoing, and he is saying that they are receiving some information from the community and also the families in terms of those investigations. We will also be speaking to the MEC for community safety a bit later on to find out if they have any plans in place moving forward, especially with assisting those families who did share that they do not have the means for the burial.